that is actually that's gotten their places. The two things, the one thing that that they still sharing in common is, again, is the mindset piece, right? The mindset piece is knowing that it can be done.
So I wasn't really getting anywhere on Zillow. I was coming across a lot of property management, those automatic replies. And so I found him on HotPads. He didn't even reply back via HotPads. It was literally last Sunday. He sent me a text and he says, okay, if you're interested in seeing the place, meet me at the place within an hour. And I almost didn't go because I had, plans already, but something told me, you know what, this could be it. He asked me questions and he's like, so you're doing short-term rentals? And he was just asking me all kinds of questions. And he said, you know what, I'm willing to try it. And I was kind of shocked, to be honest, because I was getting no's, you know what I mean? It's illegal. You can't do this. And this guy was like, you know what? I've tried it the other way, so let me try this. And he didn't even ask me for income, credit, nothing. So it went pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth. Now, that's pretty interesting. So did you follow outside of but outside of going off Zillow platform, you still, when you went on HotPad, did you use the same process?
Yes, I still use the same template.
Yep.
The only thing with HotPads is you have a lot more access to the landlords versus realtors and property management companies. And so I was getting more bites on HotPads. Okay. With landlords.
Okay. All right. So, and then did you utilize the win-win principles, building rapport? How'd that process go for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly, I went over there and I said, let me talk to this person. And, he was asking me, because I relocated from New York to Texas. And so he was asking me, what brought you to Texas? And so we were just talking about, about the reason why I came to Texas. And then he kind of went into his story. He came here as an immigrant.
So he started talking, huh?
So, he came to this country as an immigrant, and he was talking about, how hard he had to work and all that stuff. And then he told me, he says, the one thing that I noticed about you is that, you're trying to, to make it out there. You're in the hustle. He says, you kind of remind me, when I was, out there hustling, because he's retired now. And he said that back in the day, somebody gave him a break, right? And so he wanted to pay that forward. And I was like, oh my God, like this guy's really nice. So, it was, I don't know. It was really, really, we talked more personal than we did business, to be honest with you.
Personal, not business, right?
Yeah,
it
was
more personal than business, right?
Yes.
So he didn't give you this place like Mo. He didn't give you this place because you're the greatest businesswoman in the world. You had all the money, you had great credit, all this stuff. He gave it to you because what? He liked you. Why? What was that little voice in your head telling you?
I don't know. I kept saying to myself, what if this could be the place? Like, what if this is the place? Then I would be kicking myself.
Yeah. Good. And you made the adjustments, huh?
Yeah, I did.
What did you have to adjust to make that happen?
Well, honestly, because I started with you in May. And through that process, I relocated from New York to Texas. And then
when did you get to Texas?
I got to Texas beginning of June.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going. So, okay.
And then throughout that process, I'm taking care of my mom.
Yep.
She went from being independent to no longer being able to live independently. And so that takes up a lot of my time, to be honest with you. And so I had her with me and I was like, okay, I got to make this work somehow.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm glad I did.
Yeah. So let me, because there's a couple of things you said, and I don't know if people heard this, because I'm pretty excited to know, but to hear, because who was it? It was Natalie and Pedro today that posted in, a celebration inside of the platform, and they were celebrating. They're like, October 1st, here comes Superhost, baby. Like, and and they're like, Jim, like we're right there, and we've been listening, following, and now boom, everything that you guys have said is really happening, right? And my response was, I had just three things that I said. I said, God is awesome. I said, our formula for success, our real, true formula for success is patience, persistence, faithfulness, and obedience to his voice. That's what I said, right? And I said, I'm saying that for you because the same thing, like the true formula for success in anything that we're doing really is patience. We got to have the patience, right? And you have been the model for patience. We're going to talk about that for a second. Persistence, same thing. Faithfulness, trusting, Lord. Okay, you really said this was for me. I'm being faithful. It took a lot of faith also for you to pack up mom and get her over there in that hour, because like you've been going at it a while. You could have easily just said, forget it. And then obedience to his voice. I don't know if you guys heard, but she said she joined in May. She joined in May from New York, knowing she was going to be going to Houston, but she didn't say, I'm gonna wait till I get to Houston. Wait till I get to Texas. I'm gonna wait. No, I'm gonna join. Then I'm gonna, and then when I get there, I got some other things I got to do. I got to take care of mom and get settled in. So she joined in May, but she didn't get started in May. I believe she got started. When did you get started, Diane? Or did you?
So I started in May,
Okay.
But I really didn't stay consistent with the 10 a days until about July, end of July. And to be honest with you, I did more than 10 a days, because every time somebody said no to me, I got like more frustrated, and I was like, okay, come on, there's got to be somebody out there. So I was just like, I would do 10, 15, and then, go back down to 10. So you definitely have to stick with it. Yes, there were many times where I was frustrated. I was like, oh my God. And, when I would get on these calls and I would hear people and everybody's getting a lease, and I'm like, okay, what's wrong with me? So it's definitely, I now understand when they say it's a mind game, right? Because when things are not going your way, it's easy to say, okay, forget it. This is not going to work for me. It works for everybody else. It's not going to work for me. And then that's where you have to stay consistent, and be persistent.
Yeah. And that, I love, so think about this. So she said she started really becoming consistent in July. So July, August, and now she just got her first one in September. You're still talking 10 weeks from the time she actually started being consistent and doing stuff. So you got two ends of the spectrum here, but there's two key pieces that everyone spoke about. So most on the front end, as you guys know, some get it in 1 week, 2 weeks. Mo got he got two places in 3 weeks. Gave one to his mom, right? Now he's got his first one, 2.5, 3 weeks. He got his first one. So, and Natalie and Pedro, same thing. I think it was about 3.5 weeks or so. They got their first one, right? There's a number of people that get them within the first 1, 2, 3. But then you got Franklin. It took him like 7 months, 6 months. Why? Because he had life going on, some other things. Think about same thing with DIANE. May, June, July, August, September, like almost 4 months. She had life going on, right? And the stuff that's going on in life is definitely more important. She had mom, like that's important, that's key. But she didn't wait until everything was perfect. She just knew, okay, I'm in, I'm committed. And she dipped her foot in the water, played a little bit with it, but then she got serious. And it still didn't happen overnight. But the two things that Mo and DIANE, like everyone else, Franklin, Natalie, everybody else that's gotten their places, the two things, the one thing that that they still sharing in common is the mindset piece, right? The mindset piece is knowing that it can be done. So when I hear people telling me, "Oh, it can't happen," it can't. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting like it was so funny because like Mo, his first week, he was in this session talking about, Jim, I'm going through the fire, man. I don't know. I'm like, what you talking about? You going through the fire? Like I've been sitting on my 10 days all week, and I'm like, dude, you only been doing this a week. You ain't going through no fire yet.
I was like Jonah in the whale, Coach.
Jonah in the whale. I was like, look, Mo, just stay consistent. Just keep doing it. Next thing you know, boom, next week, right? He got one, or he was close. And then I was like, all right, keep going. And then that third week, boom, I got it. In fact, I got 2, Coach, right? And so, but knowing that it could be done, like even though you might be getting frustrated, who said it? I think it was Henry Ford. He said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely right. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely right. The question is, what do you choose? Which one you choose? Can you or can't you? If you can, you're right. If you can't, you're right. So I'm gonna pause on that. I'm gonna open the floor. Anybody got any questions for DIANE? Any questions? No questions for DIANE? Okay. Well, DIANE, congratulations. All right, so DIANE, you just signed that lease, you said?
Yep, I signed it last night.
All right, so message me. You need to ring the bell inside the platform, right? And then let us know you got it so that I can get you, so that we can get you your optimization module. You signed a lease, so let's get that listing up. And then you can, and also get you your shopping list, and so that you can start getting the thing prepared. But while it's generating revenue, starting to generate revenue. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Hey guys, it's Jim. I hope you're enjoying the series of videos that I'm putting out of my new student hosts. There's a couple that I put out before this, a couple that I'm putting out after as well. It's all real informative stuff to help you in your journey with Airbnb passive income. And if you do enjoy it, I'd ask you to do a couple things. One, if we're on air, if you're watching this on YouTube, like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not on YouTube, go ahead over to the channel and subscribe, like, and share the video if you want to be updated on all the new videos that are going to be coming up, as well as getting the other ones that will also help you along your journey of Airbnb, creating Airbnb passive income to be able to support the vision that God's given you for your life. And then also, I don't know if you know, but I also have a semi-private group where we're in there and we share a lot of things in the group. you're able to kind of see more of what my students are doing, and also what some of the other folks that are doing that are just trying to get started and getting some help without actually being a part of the my academy. And so you can actually go over to that group. It's my Facebook group, and you'll find the link to that group in the description below. And if you're already in it, great. You're already in the group. You know what we're doing, and glad to have you. Now, the last thing is this. If you're already in the group, or if you're not in the group and you're not a student, and you like the information that the free information that I'm sharing, and you feel like maybe this would be a great fit for you as far as being able to, do Airbnb passive income without owning property, then schedule a one-on-one with me. I'd love to meet with you. As you know, I love helping people start and grow their $5,000 to $15,000 a month Airbnb passive income business without banks, without experience, and without owning property. And so, yeah, schedule an opportunity. I'd love to, as I said, I'd love to meet with you one-on-one, and we can see if it's a good fit. I can give you some more information, some background about the academy and how everything works. And if it is a great fit and I'm able to give you an invitation, because my academy is invitation only, but if I'm able to give you an invitation, then I'll give you an invitation, get you enrolled, and get you started today. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching, and I look forward to meeting with you and working with you in the very near future. God bless you.